it's possible we're going to be getting the national decks. We don't know for certain yet, but it looks really very, very plausible. Hey guys, welcome to another major rumor. Now this is something that a lot of people did not expect to come out, because a lot of people are there hoping for Gen 4 remakes, but I don't know if we're going to be getting those. However, what's possible is the inclusion of Gen 6 into the Crown Tundra, or possibly a third DLC after that. You guys heard me there back in June, I think even maybe earlier guys, I was talking about this, a possibility of a third DLC being added onto the end of after Crown Thunder, being added onto Sword and Shield, and actually possibly making that one, the third one, free. I was thinking that the max that the third DLC could possibly be is maybe the rest of the national decks, because there's not that many to go after we get the Crown Thunder decks, as you guys probably know. Really not that many to finish up to the 898. So it's a very little bit of work, honestly, to just finish it off. And that would keep so many people happy. That would completely kill the bring back national decks movement, I guess, that's now taking over Portland in America. And I mean, we could just see how much happier everyone would be with the national decks, and to keep us waiting for 2 more years for Gen 9 possibly. But guys, we're here to talk about the inclusion of Kalos into Pokemon Sword and Shield, and we're going to look at some very strong reasoning, which is remarkably old. So in hindsight, this was really well thought out, guys, and we're going to actually look at the evidence that we have to go by this. First reason, guys, is some of the lore, okay? Reason 1. In Pokemon X and Y, there was a great war. Supposedly, it was between the Pokemon of Kalos and another land. Galar is based on the UK and Kalos is based on France. France and the UK had their fair share of wars in the past, so it's possible that Galar was involved in the Great War. Some more details about that story is here. Let's have a look. Yes, I have heard a lot about this lore, guys, that people have been talking about this Great War in Kalos, but guys, I have not made it to X and Y just yet myself. I'm working my way up. We're currently on Black, and we're going to be finishing that soon. Then we're going to be doing Black 2, and then we're going to be doing X and Y to finally finish off and catch me up with all the gens. I'm looking forward to it. Here we have AZ, a mysterious man who appears in Pokemon X and Y, former king of Kalos region and the creator of ultimate weapons. So apparently this guy is some giant and 3,000 years old, which is very important, guys, by the way, to another point in the game. 3,000 years prior to the events of Pokemon X and Y, a war broke out between 2 countries, England and France, question mark. This long conflict was drawn out and many lives were lost. People treated Pokemon with special powers as mere tools in their conflict, so they gathered lots of Pokemon, including Pokemon with unique powers. In order to emerge victorious, soldiers believed that they needed even more powerful Pokemon. AZ loved his Floette, which he had received from his late mother, but it was forcibly taken from him by the soldiers to become just another sacrifice in the war. AZ received the body of his beloved Pokemon sometime later, and out of unspeakable grief, he built the ultimate weapon to restore it to life. Now, this is where we start questioning the possibility of Melmetal G-Max, because wait for it, okay? Just wait for it, guys. I didn't say that for no reason. He succeeded, but unable to overcome his despair, he turned the machine into a weapon with which he destroyed both sides of the conflict, ending the war. His Floette, disgusted with the fact that the machine was powered by the life energy of other Pokemon, left him. Now, let's just dwell on this for a second, okay? G-Max, guys? Question mark? I mean, the lore just being tied in to Sword and Shield so discreetly. Wait for it. I'm telling you, wait for it, guys, okay? As revealed by documents kept in Lysander's labs, AZ's younger brother had wished he claimed Kalos out of his own greed. After AZ ended the war with the ultimate weapon, his brother realized the error of his ways and sought to make amends for his actions by burying the weapon in an attempt to prevent it from ever being used again. AZ's incredible height resulted in exposure to the ultimate weapon. Okay, so, you know, there's a lot of tie-in. There was a lot of rumors going on for the past year about the possible connection between AZ, this guy, the giant, and G-Max, the ability that is currently available in Pokemon Sword and Shield in particular. Now, this ultimate weapon could be either a new Pokemon such as Melmetal. Now wait for it, guys, I'm going to explain that in a minute, okay? Or the G-Max bracelet, which seems more likely in this case since it's a weapon rather than a Pokemon. However, we know how cryptic some lore can be and how there can be an overlap like that. Okay, so that's some of the backstory between X and Y. The England and France narrative going on there, it seems very strong, seems to tie in very well with history, because as you know, guys, France and England have been at war with each other for a long time and are at war with each other today. Let's look at reason 2. As you can see in the map of Galar, there is a railroad system. I think this train goes to Kalos. As you can see in the map of Kalos, there is a railroad going to the mountain in a blue circle. We were never able to see what was the use of that railroad in X and Y. It could lead back to Galar. Also, the English Channel runs from UK to France in real life. This train is underwater. Kalos and Galar could easily be connected. Now, let's have a look at those maps, guys. So here is a very early map from 2019, March 2019, published of the new region for Sword and Shield. Now, as you can see, things that people have pointed out before, you know, with the whole DLC of the Isle of Armor getting added on, people really pointed out this train track right here, guys. This is a major peak point for how we're going to be getting to the Crown Tundra area down here, okay? People pointed out that this train extended down, just kept going down right here. So that could be, you know, continuing down through the Crown Tundra to become the English Channel train into France. Who knows? That's just what that reason was talking about, but it actually goes in the right direction, especially considering this is based off of England, and considering France, Kalos is based off of France right here. So here's Kalos again back in 2019. Here's the blue circle. Here's the train station over here that exists in Kalos now. Trains are not that common in Pokemon. Apparently there is one in Kalos X and Y, and I'm looking forward to checking out more myself on the ground details. So here's France. As you can see, the very shapely France shape right here. Absolutely. But in the north of Kalos, we even have some cold mountains. Now I know the English Channel is supposed to be right over there. Like if you're thinking about where Crown Tundra is, it's over here somewhere, and it might connect somehow through this area. And coming around near the train station area right here, you can see some mountains right here as well if you look in. Taking a little closer, little peek, guys, you can see some mountains right here, and you can see a mountain right here. And who knows, guys, the train can just be added just like that if this was included in a third DLC. Okay, so very strong reasoning so far. Let's have a look at reason 3. Pokemon X and Y was slightly unfinished. They are the only main games in the series to never get a remake sequel. There are few areas in the game that are inaccessible, and there are some items that haven't seen any use. Pokemon Sword and Shield can be the opportunity for Game Freak to bring back a fully fledged Kalos. Okay, so I haven't played X and Y, guys. I don't really know about inaccessibility and stuff like that. I do know about items being unused, actually, as it happens. They happen to be in every game, it turns out. They add new data from old games into new games, which sometimes are feasible, realistic items that you can actually get your hands on, and some are just text data. As we played around with Sword and Shield, we have a lot of items in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and we discovered a long time ago, we discovered the drives for Genesect, which gave us a rumor months ago that Genesect was coming, and then some months after that we actually got the leaked Crown Tundra Dex, and it showed us Genesect as well, so Genesect is in fact coming too. And the same thing for Victini as well. This wasn't an item, it was his move that we discovered a long time ago, way before the leak of the Crown Tundra Dex, and lo and behold, Victini was in the Dex too, guys. So big discoveries with the items and the moves that were just hidden in the game files. As for this, guys, I'll be looking for you guys to try and confirm or add your thoughts to that in the comments. If you know anything about this, if you think there's any more to this theory that because this is unfinished, they could try to revisit it in Pokemon Sword and Shield in a third DLC, or even the Crown Tundra, who knows? We do get some starters in there, however they're not from X and Y. Reason 4, guys, this is what you were waiting for, the details on Melmetal. Why does it matter to the first reason? Well, according to his Pokédex entry, revered long ago for its capacity to create iron from nothing, for some reason it has come back to life after 3,000 years. This is in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Inconspicuous 3,000 years. No coincidence, guys, on that. That is 3,000 years. Now, iron is a major resource in war as well. Tying it back in, the whole 3,000 years ago war in Kalos, guys, very big. This could be a major point to tie it in with Sword and Shield. Coincidentally, the Pokemon War in Kalos happened 3,000 years ago, and the entry mentions that Melmetal is back for some reason. He will probably be re-involved with the conflict between Galar and Kalos in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, it's very possible, guys, we haven't actually officially seen G-Max Melmetal yet. The Pokemon Company has accidentally released him on stream live to thousands of viewers. However, that's just a lot of laughs in the Pokemon's direction, as of course they just seem to be undone at the seams these days. But it's not officially revealed, so I think they're holding on to it for some big story plot thing. It's the only Pokemon that was fully programmed programmed in the game that was not released yet, guys, and everything else we have. So of course you can get Melmetal, you cannot get G-Max Melmetal. The soup does not work on it yet. People are expecting that to come with the Crown Tundra. You cannot G-Max your Melmetal yet. Now some of us have G-Max Melmetal because it is programmed in the game, and that was from hacked raids which are now patched, guys, but that is still working. It's still fully functional, still real in the game, and you guys can see that in my old video of G-Max Melmetal, very old video from a long time ago, if you wish. So this is a very key point that you could tie into the story. Reason 5, guys. The cave in the Pokemon Sword and Shield trailer looks very similar to the glittering cave in X and Y. Same wall color, same lighting, gems on the wall, a rail track. These two caves may very well be connected. Let's have a look. So guys, the mines early in the game, very short by the way. However, there does appear to be some scope for areas that could be unlocked at some point in the future that are not finished. Some extra dead ends that could be used, could be very well put to use, guys. If you've ever explored this area, you will see that for yourself. You'll see the train track going into a dead end. It just seems like, huh? Why didn't they use this area? And it's inconspicuously small, guys. They may have very well had a plan to use it more. As for the X and Y one, guys, the very similar dead end, believe it or not, very similar to the one in the Ground Thunder, and it looks very similar to the green, the browning here, and the mine. Just the fact that it's a mine, it's exactly the same, guys. Look at this. It's the same place. It's even the same tone of brown. It's even got the green crystals in the walls, dude. It's a very, very suspicious coincidence. I'm just gonna say that right now, guys. If you don't believe me, go have a look at the two mines in Sword and Shield again, and have a look at those dead ends. You'll be very, very curious after watching this video. The last reason that I'm going to pay attention to here, guys, he does give some extra reasons, but it seems like fluff, just extra stuff, and actually it does more harm than good to the credibility of what we've seen so far. So I think we're going to preserve it as it is, guys. Reason 6: there is a port town visible on the east side of Galar, while there is also a port on the west side of Kalos. If they are connected, this could be another way to do so. Okay, not the strongest in the book, but let's have a look at the maps again. So guys, as you guys know, on the east side we have the Water Gym port town area with some little boats, a very small port, albeit it's a port nonetheless. So that is right there, folks. That is another possible method he is saying that connects to this right here, I think. I haven't played it, but I'm assuming the port town is one of these around here. So yeah, it could just come down here or something like that. Now I personally have been on a holiday to France a few times, and I've gotten the ferry down which comes to the north around here somewhere, and we'd be able to drive anywhere freely in our own car that we brought from Ireland. So that is very possible, guys, as a means of transportation to Kalos, if the train myth or the train theory is not true. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Don't forget to subscribe if you thought that was just mind-blowing, because I did when I first saw this, and I think there's some seriously strong arguments right there, guys. Very strong arguments right there, especially the lore connection between Melmetal and Kalos the War and stuff like that. Now I'm extremely excited to start playing X and Y. Also, personally, Megas are my favorite, guys. If you don't know, some extra fluff that I have theorized myself, guys, we have Megas in Pokemon Go. We're expecting Megas to be able to transport over to Pokemon Home, and we know there's a lot of compatibility with Home and Sword and Shield that may be able to bring Megas to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now obviously Megas work a little differently, however if it's Mega Evolvable, it's going to be working a little different. We saw some text data for Mega Stones in Pokemon Sword and Shield as well. I have them in my game as actual items in my inventory. If you guys haven't seen those old videos, you're missing out. Drop a sub, because you're really missing out, guys. You're missing out on all the hot stuff. Anyway, I had a theory, maybe Megas will be coming, possibly. It's very loose theory, guys, at the moment. It doesn't stand on two legs very much, but we do have some very small little bits of evidence for that. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of this. Do you think a third DLC for Kalos is possible? Question mark? I hope so. I mean, that would be very cool. Very nice touch and a very nice way to introduce the national dex and keep us afloat until Gen 9, especially if Gen 9 is 2 years out rather than 1 year out. I think if it ends with Crown Tundra, Gen 9 being 1 year out all the way up to next November is very, very possible, especially since they've done all the heavy lifting with implementing a new engine and stuff like that on Switch. Now they just have to use the same thing again and reintroduce new Pokemon and story and stuff like that, and just using the same thing. We know they don't put very much work into their animations, guys, if you've seen my video last night, and obviously if you've seen that guy's videos from before, from over a year ago, Distant Kingdom, you'll know, I mean, it's easy work, it's easy peas. So let's see what comes our way, guys. Crown Thunder first in November 11th, calling it, by the way. After that, we might start hearing some details, some juicy deets, and we'll see about what happens early next year, guys. Thanks for coming, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.